Over the years working with different vocalists, I've developed a palette that I like to use in making those vocals fit a certain sound or quality that I want in the track. I went together and I created an audio effect rack for y'all. It's free by donation on my site. And this audio effect rack gives you a lot of possibilities right at your fingertips. It's very easy to use. And in the rest of this video, I'm just going to show it off and how you might use it on a vocal. So first of all, let's just hear this track. This is something I've been working on with Heather Christie, aka Cherokee. Awesome. So there's definitely room for some creativity with these vocals, especially considering this is the chorus line. I might want it to be a little different. So here's the audio effect track. I've got these few different knobs I'm going to go through, and they'll add a new character. So we have this chorusing. I really like this effect. It's kind of subtle, but it adds a little bit of a depth. It's doing a lot of subtle phasing and things like that. Now this next one, this delay spread, is a really interesting technique. Now you'll notice it's a lot like the chorus, but it is a little bit different because what's happening here is a chorus is generally moving the frequencies around a little bit and creating some phasing, where this one, it's a little complicated how I put it together, but the basic concept is this is a dry wet knob here using the chains that goes into these delays. So when we're all the way wet, it's going into delay 1, which is a utility, bringing it over to the left. Then we have a simple delay put into time mode so I can get very, very small increments. And then I have a delay 2, which is put more in the other direction. And then same thing, I have a bigger time. So it's 66.4 milliseconds. What's happening is it's taking the sound, separating it into left and right, and creating slight variations in their time to make it seem as if you have maybe a backing vocal and a lead vocal. And then we also have the dry one, which is right in the center. And it just adds a lot of depth and subtlety, but it doesn't change the frequency like the chorusing does. Now this next one, old time radio, gives you that old time radio sound, or like you were talking into a telephone. Used properly, that can be a great way to make a vocal fit the sound of your track, specifically if you're going for more of a vintage sound. And then next we have this amp drive. Very similar to the old time, except for it's giving it more of a driving character, as if it went through an amp head. Now, all of these effects are using native Ableton Live effects. You're going to have at least standard to use this one because it has the amp, which we have over here. And then next we have just some simple controls. We can boost the bass there. We can boost the mid-range. Or lower the mid-range, which will allow the highs to come out. And then you can also take off a little bit of the high end. Sometimes I use that to just slightly bring down the S's that are on the higher end of the vocal. And then lastly, we have a stereo enhancer. Now this is enhancing something that's only in the middle, so that's why when we go all the way up, we increase the width, we hear nothing because there is no stereo to enhance. So let's turn on some chorus and now do it. And it just begins to open up the width of the stereo to make it seem as if it's much larger than the actual recording is, which in this case was recorded in mono. There you have it. This audio effect rack is super easy to use in your Ableton Live sets. You just throw it in on the vocal, play around with the settings, see if you get something that you like. And this is free by donation at my website, subaqueousmusic.com. And make sure you check out Heather's music at SoundCloud, at Cherokee. There's going to be a link below. And yeah, enjoy this audio effect rack.